Do you think there's a demographic change happening? Do you see in your cities that there's more people from foreign countries than there's Dutch people, for example? Which cities are those?
Personally.
Do you think the Netherlands would be better if it was 95% Dutch or 50% Dutch? So in Vienna, for example, what percentage of the city is foreign?
80%.
80% of Vienna is foreign. So if I walk
80%, yes.
So if I walk down the street, I'll only see people from other countries and not Austrian.
Yes. So we can imagine what will happen in the future if there are no Austrian childs anymore. Or
Become
people, no?
become a minority in Austria.
Yes.
What's the worst thing about England right now?
Too many foreigners. Well, there is. There's far too many, and they come over and they abuse us by robbing and killing and stabbing and all that sort of stuff. I hate them. I'll tell you something. In about 10-15 years' time, England will be a Muslim country.
And we are back for another video, ladies and gentlemen. Walking the streets of Spain to get some opinions. We're going to be asking people the tough questions. The real tough questions. We're not going to go easy on these people. They need to wake up. They need to stop being silly liberals. Wake up to the threats going on in Europe. So we're going to be pressing them today. There's going to be some pressure. Put on the pressure. Remember to subscribe to the channel Giri Basado. Hit the notification bell. Spread, like, and share the videos. Helps me out a lot. Thank you very much. Seems like most people are completely oblivious to all the issues going on around them. They're living in their own little reality. You can't see the forest for the trees. There's a replacement happening. Our cities are being converted into drug dens, little criminal havens. And as long as they're living in their little bubble and it doesn't really touch them and affect them personally, they don't care. But it's that kind of apathy that is the downfall of Western civilization. Let's go for a little stroll here. Beautiful Spain. You can't beat Spain, dude. It's one of the best countries in Europe. Really beautiful buildings, beautiful architecture, great food, a lot of stuff to do. You can't beat it. Oh, the obligatory Africans, of course. The Africans are here to sell their cheap wares on the streets. Their garbage, junk, fake stuff. Total trash. We don't want this shit, man. Get the hell out of here. But yeah, I wouldn't move anywhere else. Spain's a great place to be. It's a little bit expensive to live in Spain. It's not too bad though. I mean, in Europe, I think it's probably, in the middle. It's not too pricey, but it's not cheap. Especially if you want to live in one of the bigger cities in Spain. The rent's crazy. The rent's going up. It's not as bad as like Canada though. I'm hearing Canada, the rent is just skyrocketed. What's your name?
My name's Angela.
Where are you from?
London.
What's the worst thing about England right now?
Too many foreigners.
I hear that a lot.
Well, there is. There's far too many, and they come over and they abuse us by robbing and killing and stabbing and all that sort of stuff. I hate them.
So London, like 30 years ago, what was it like compared to now?
Oh, much better. You still had foreign people in there, but they don't abuse you like they do now.
And what's like which demographic is doing all that stuff? Is it specific groups? Is it men from North Africa or what?
Yeah. I'd say mostly it is because they just don't know how to, communicate with decent people. If you ask me, that is my opinion. I don't think they know how to live a decent life.
Same issue here in Spain, actually. There's been a lot of crime. There's been a rise in crime, especially in Barcelona, where there's a ton of foreigners, pickpockets, people coming in, exploiting the tourists, exploiting people on the street.
That's another thing, isn't it? Yeah, there's too many that do that. And just say they come over to England by the boatload. They want to come in. I want to get a better life, but they don't. They
Yeah.
don't get a bit of life. They just rob us.
Right. And the government's putting them in hotels and paying
I
billions
know,
of dollars.
Absolutely ruddy disgusting. It is disgusting when there are people that are homeless, our own folk that are homeless. I'm a pensioner and I didn't get my winter warming pension last year, but they're giving millions to foreigners.
There's British veterans on the streets, and then there's these people who from random countries sitting up in 4-star hotels.
Absolutely, it's absolutely disgusting. Our government want ruddy shooting.
Okay, what's the biggest problem in Austria right now?
The immigration situation. Yeah.
There's too many.
Yes.
So in Vienna, for example, what percentage of the city is foreign?
80%.
80% of Vienna is foreign. So if I walk,
70-80%. Yes.
so if I walk down the street, I'll only see people from other countries and not Austrians.
Yes.
And why is the government doing that?
I don't know. I think it is this problem that we have in Europe. I don't know exactly why we are living in all the migration people.
Why does everybody want to come to Europe?
Better quality of life, more money, safety. Yeah.
So our countries are better.
No war.
Our countries are better.
Yes.
My name is Dan.
My name is Niels.
Where are you guys from?
The Netherlands.
Yes.
And what's the biggest problem in the Netherlands right now?
The biggest problem in the Netherlands.
I think, I don't know the word for it in English, but like we have lots of housing problems due to lots of immigration to the Netherlands. So I think that's one of the main problems, yes.
Yeah,
So the housing prices are skyrocketing because of the immigration.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
Well,
one of the biggest reasons.
Not only because of the immigration, but I think it plays a
role.
big part of it.
More people, less houses, higher prices.
Yeah.
Yes, and well, if you can stay in the Netherlands, you have like more chance as a man that immigrated to the Netherlands than as a guy that grew up in the Netherlands and grew, yeah. So
So the government's giving favoritism to the new people, the newcomers.
yeah, in most cases,
Yeah. Well, it depends because we in Netherlands we take a lot of refugees from Ukraine, and well they are in a special program, so they get like first choice for housing because for social housing you need to be on a wait list for a couple of years, and some of those immigrants, if it's political or because of a war, they get they get first. So it's not always super fair.
But that's not good to put other people before your own people, is it?
I think so. Look, everyone gets his own opinion, and that's why you get to vote on different parties.
Exactly.
But I think we agree on this point. So yeah, that's our opinion.
My name's Jazz.
Where are you from?
I'm from UK.
And what's the worst thing about the UK right now, in your view?
I think probably the politicians. Yes, some of the probably decisions Keir Starmer's making isn't the best, and what he said about when he was first going to be elected, I don't think he's seen some of the things that he said he was going to do. He's not seeing them through. He's not actually gone ahead and done them.
So I heard him say, he's like, we're a stranger on our own island, and then he was talking about immigration. There's so much people coming into the UK. They put them in hotels. They pay for them in the hotels. Why is that a problem? In your view?
I just think it's the people who are working, obviously they're the ones who are having to pay for the
Right.
people who are coming over and staying in hotels. I just think it's because we're having to pay for it. I think that's what people, and then the people who live there, they can't get housing, they can't get medical care. Well, we don't get appointments. It takes ages to get appointments because I think it's about all the people that have come in the UK. So yeah, so appointments are hard to get by. Medical treatment's hard to get because of the amount of people that are.
So many people. The demand has gone up.
Oh.
So the British government is paying to put people in hotels that are not British, But if you're British, I don't think you can go get a free hotel room.
No, we can't get a free hotel. I couldn't go to London to see a show and book a hotel and say it'll be free. No, I would
So
have to.
the British have to pay the hotels, whereas the the foreign refugees, many are illegals, get the free stuff.
Free, yeah, unfortunately they do. But I mean, they'll probably argue and say, well, their country's in turmoil, their country's at war. There's problems in their country, so they've had no choice but to come over here for a better life. So I don't know. There's like a, arguments on both sides.
Seems like that's an excuse though for everyone. Like they can be from a country that's not at war, and then they'll say we're at war, or they'll make some other reason.
They'll make a reason up, but but that's what's annoying the British people. That is annoying them. I think they're saying enough is enough now.
Keir Starmer keeps saying he's going to fix it. He says we feel like a stranger on our island. He says, but is he doing anything about it?
Of course, he's not doing anything about it. Nothing whatsoever.
He wants their votes. He wants new voters.
I'd ruddy vote. Not at all. I wouldn't vote for him if he was the last man on earth.
So if England became like 70% foreign, would that be good or bad?
Bad. I'll tell you something. In about 10, 15 years' time, England will be a Muslim country.
So if England becomes a Muslim country, would that be good or bad?
Ruddy bad.
And what's the biggest problem with Islam right now?
They disrespect women for a start. They just treat you like a bit of shit on your shoe.
You've had various terrorist attacks in the UK,
Absolutely.
Manchester, the London Bridge.
There again, it's foreign people again coming over. What do they want to do? Do they want to come to our country and live like us and have our benefits? Yeah, our benefits, yeah. But they don't want to live like us. They want to bring the disgusting cultures with them.
They want to convert everybody to Islam.
Well, that's what it seems like, doesn't it? But they won't.
So shouldn't those immigrants, instead of coming here, shouldn't they try to fix their own countries?
Yes, of course. Of course.
Because if they all come here, nobody's over there to build businesses, to be doctors.
Yes, I think the same.
So do you support the policy of the AfD, which is to do a remigration?
Today, yes. Some years before, no, because we know the history of Austria, Hitler, and so on.
Right.
We all know what happened, but today, yes, I support.
So the leftists try to accuse anyone who doesn't want immigration of being like Hitler.
Sorry?
The left wing, the liberals try to accuse anyone who doesn't like immigration of being like Hitler. Is that how they attack right wing people in Austria? Like they'll say, oh well, if you're against immigration, you're just like Hitler. That's their logic.
Yes, there are people that still say something like this. But in my opinion, we have to save or provide our people like the Austrians, because if there are too many people from other countries, and we know the fact that the Austrians only get one child or no child, and the immigration that come, they have 3-4 childs. So we can imagine what will happen in the future if there are no Austrian childs anymore, or
become
Austrian people, no?
Become a minority in Austria.
Yes.
And that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I think.
Right.
In my opinion, it is good that we have so many cultures, so many different people from other countries, but there is a point where it is too much and we have to stop.
Yeah, I think it's just incorrect to equate being a patriot with being Hitler. I mean, Hitler invaded other countries, but you can be a patriot and love your own country and not want to attack other countries.
Exactly, yeah.
And some people, they need the help, because I hate the war and I think it's good that we take in some refugees, but I also think that it doesn't need to, you don't need to shove your own people away and get other people in front of them just because of those reasons.
All right, so do you think there's a demographic change happening? Do you see in your cities that there's more people from foreign countries than there's Dutch people, for example. Which cities are those?
I think the big cities, so Amsterdam, Rotterdam,
Hague.
Utrecht, The Hague. The big cities. I think in the little villages, it's still more Dutch people, but when you go to the big cities, there's a lot of people from other countries living there as well.
Yes, and in this moment you see a pretty big shift to the right in our country. So last time, it was 2 years ago, we had a vote, and like the most extreme right party got the most votes. So he was in the government with some other parties.
Geert Wilders.
Yes, Geert Wilders, but it didn't work out because he's like so extreme. He was like, okay, immigration, stop. And it doesn't work like that because we also have European rules. So now he was like, okay, hands off. And now we have new, how do you say, verkiezingen?
Elections.
New elections. So yeah, it's
But does he have a point about Islam and the danger of radical Islam? Because there is, if we see it in France, for example, there's been a lot of terrorism in France. It is Islamic radicals from ISIS, from Al
That's
Qaeda.
true.
Germany, a few truck attacks, van attacks, stabbings. Is
Yeah.
that an issue?
Well, I think you need to look at it from a broader view because, the extreme happenings, most of the terrorists, they are Islamic, but from my point of view, there are a lot of good Islamic people in the Netherlands. I got a lot of Islamic friends as well, so I think you don't need to shove them all in one corner, but maybe handle them more individually.
Yeah, and what you also see is like Geert Wilders has a point. The immigration has to get less, but what he's saying, close the gates of the Netherlands, and he's
put
saying
everyone out, and that's a
he
bit
is
extreme.
saying-
He wants to do remigration, no?
Yeah, he wants to stop everyone at the border,
Yeah,
and the
but-
people who are already living here, he wants to send them away. But I think that's
Yeah.
a bit extreme.
He wants
But
things
yeah,
that everyone wants, but it's not possible. So it doesn't work out with Geert Wilders because he's saying things that will never happen. He's like taking it too extreme.
Yeah.
Why it doesn't work out, and if it doesn't work out the way he wants, he quits. So that's a problem with him. So
Yeah,
I'm
we
not gonna
didn't-
vote for him anymore.
No, we didn't vote
No.
for him in the first place. But yeah, he definitely got some good points. But I think, in total, I think he's too right and extremist for me.
You know, we understand you got problems, but then isn't it sometimes best if you stay in your country and then try and sort out these problems? You know, the young men who are coming over, don't you think it would be right if they stayed in their own country and see what the problem is and then, you know, try and solve these problems? You know, coming over here isn't really a solution because is anything going to get better in their own country by them coming over?
They don't speak the language, they don't integrate. It's going to take them years before they can really learn the language and really work in the country. So they're going to be on welfare for 3 or 4 years, if not longer.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
I don't know what happens after that. I'm not sure, you know, when they're staying in the hotels, obviously, you know, they got to eat and things like that. They got to buy shopping, so I presume, you know, the government would supply them with that or some money or vouchers.
So do you think the Labour Party is completely insane? Like they're saying that men can be women, women can be men, all this LGBT craziness. Well, what are they? What are they doing?
That's the freedom, isn't it? That's, you know, the British people have the freedom to say what they want, be who they want.
But you can't say what you want because I've seen that if you go on Twitter, for example, and you say men cannot become a woman, right? You cannot change your gender. If you say that the British government will arrest you or fine you.
Yeah, because I think they just want everybody, like, you know, to be comfortable, you know, with who they are, you know, and they don't want anybody, you know, nobody, not another person has the right to say to another person, you can't do this and you can't do this.
But they have the right to say it, right?
Yeah.
Like if you want to criticize something, you have the right to criticize as long as you're not doing violence.
Well, I'll be honest, that I just leave people who want to decide, you know, if they're not comfortable with who they are, they must be very upset within themselves, or, you know, and it takes for them years, maybe, for them to become comfortable, you know, because they know that the people don't accept them. So I think, you know, they're kind of like upset within themselves as well. They want to, like, be who they want to be, and because of people's stigma, because of a stigma, they can't be who they want to be.
But do you think someone has the right to not be offended? Really?
Yes, I do think people have the right not to be offended, but I'll be honest, I haven't really. I just.
Do you think someone should go to jail for example, having an opinion that may be racist, sexist, or transphobic? Should they go to jail, or should they just be allowed to say their opinion?
I think they need to be educated. People need to be educated, don't they? And so why people have done that, why they've decided to change who they are. Maybe for years they haven't felt comfortable in their body, So, it's more accepting now. Like 20 years ago, people couldn't, talk about things openly as they do now. So, but now we've moved on and we can talk about things more comfortably.
Well, you can, but it's flipping in the other direction, where if you're kind of like a traditional person who's not in an alternative lifestyle and you want to promote the traditional lifestyle, you're kind of being stigmatized now.
So like I said, I haven't got an issue, I haven't. I let people, I don't say anything to people, they can choose to be who they want to be and do what they want to be. They're their own individuals.
Like there's a gay pride marches, but there's no straight pride marches.
Yeah.
Because it seems like everything that's alternative is being glorified as good, whereas everything that's more traditional from 50 years ago is being demonized as bad and retrograde and old-fashioned. I see them in the streets. They're promoting Islam at the little stands, and they're saying join our religion, but they don't love Britain.
Of course they don't.
If there was a war between Britain and some Islamic country, they would support the Muslim country.
Of course they would. I have just spent a fortnight in Windsor, house sitting for a friend of mine, and I was wandering around there, and in the park, there's a dozen ruddy prayer mats. Okay,
Halal.
so it's religion and all. Oh, halal, what a load of old crap that is, isn't it? I mean, why keep coming to our country but don't want to live like us?
So do you think it's a great replacement? If you go to London and you see mostly foreign shops and foreign people, is that not a substitution of your own population?
No, I don't think it is at all.
But like, is the government is trading out a foreign group for
the government obviously seems to like foreign people rather than its own English people at the moment. That's what I think.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Personally.
Do you think the Netherlands would be better if it was 95% Dutch or 50% Dutch?
No, I think that the Netherlands, we are who we are because of the whole immigration. We have a history of immigration, free will. Everyone has the right to believe what they want to believe, and I think that makes the Netherlands. But
it's
when
always
you look
been
at
multicultural.
Yeah, but if you look at the problems right now, I think we have so many problems already, and I think that it would be good to maybe the immigration part to get it down a bit, but not stop it completely, because I am a fan of taking in refugees from countries that are at war and that they are not safe at their country, but I also think that maybe it's a bit too simple to come in right now, and that for that reason that there are coming too many people.
And I think this question is a little bit unfair, because 95% of the Dutch, that's not good, but like 30% of Dutch is also not good. So it has to be.
There has to be a limit somewhere, because if you take in Netherlands is how many people are there?
70 million or
17.
17, yes.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a hard limit or border how many you take in, but you have to look on each case specifically.
But to preserve one's culture, there has to be some kind of separation. So if you go to Japan and they mixed up like crazy, there wouldn't be any Japanese culture. You'd be seeing cultures from all around the world.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah,
to keep one culture distinct, it has to have some kind of preservation policy and
And
distinction.
that's why this is very difficult for me to explain in English, but you have like programs for inhabitants to learn about the Dutch culture, and I think that is key.
Yeah,
that's a key point, that the ones who do you take in, you have to learn, teach them, and they have to,
Yeah, and I also think that it's a bit part of Dutch culture to have more cultures. So we have a lot
always
to
been
thank
multicultural.
to our Turkish friends, Moroccan friends, because in the 70s, I believe, maybe 60s, 80s, there were a lot of immigrants who came to the Netherlands to build our for the trains, the tracks, and stuff like that. We also have a big history in colonization around the world, which I'm not that big fan of, but it also brought some good stuff to us. And I think because of those actions, the things we did, we kind of have we need to take responsibility for it and also give those people a chance to live in our place.
Do you think the British people are being replaced? Like, are they being swapped out for foreign people in certain cities?
Well, I think people would say that. It's just the high number of immigrants that are in Britain, yeah.
Can you see, like, in certain cities that it looks like it's almost entirely foreign people? There's no British people there.
You do sometimes see, like, that there are a lot of, I would say even the Asian community that lives there, there's a lot of, Asian children in the schools as well, and they've been born there, they have. I mean, I'm Asian myself, but...
I've seen pictures where the school's entirely Asian or entirely Pakistani or Indian.
We have as well, but,
Is that good or bad?
To me, I know though I'm Indian, but to me it does look bad. Even I would have to say it looks bad.
Even you say that as Indian?
Yeah, as Indian, yes,
Seems like
I think a lot of families, they tend to go abroad and get married and obviously bring families over, Whereas I didn't. I just got married to somebody who was Indian in England, I did, and that was it. I didn't go abroad and get married to another Indian person from abroad and then probably call their family over. I think a lot of families do tend to do that, get married to somebody from abroad.
Seems like the reverse colonization, where Britain went to India to colonize and now they're going to Britain to colonize.
I think some Indians would say that. I've heard that as well, where when Britain used to rule India. Yeah.
Does that justify the reverse?
I don't think it really does. That doesn't really, justify that we can do it. I don't think some people's issue is that they're actually going out to do that. Unfortunately, people have had kids and then they have kids, and before you know, the family unit just grows. But it's up to England as a whole. What they decide for their country. They do.
There's I saw a story from the Netherlands that a lot of the Turkish people there. They vote in Turkish elections and they have strong ties to Turkey, and there was a Turkish politician that went to the Netherlands and there was like some kind of riot because they didn't let him in.
Yeah.
So does that show you that maybe they've not integrated and they're connected to
that's where the police have to act hard.
Yeah.
And on the point that you made before this, like keeping the Dutch culture, I think that's also very important. And look, we have our own traditions, and maybe people from foreign countries don't agree or don't understand, and you see protest against our old traditions. And that's a point where I think, but now you have to act hard on the protest. That's like something I'm like, that's a part of growing in our culture, and I think they should be happy that we are offering them a place. So they also have to accept, and I still cannot find the real word.
They should be grateful. They should be grateful and respectful.
And they should learn about and show interest about our traditions. And that's one point I'm a little bit irritated about, that they are going to protest against our old traditions.
Seems
because
like
it's not from this time anymore.
Seems like some of them just come to make more money, but they don't truly care about the country. Like, I'm from Canada. I moved here. My dad's Spanish. I learned Spanish. I assimilated. I worked. So you have to, I think people, if you're going to let them in, they have to really love the country and they want to be a part of the country, not just come for money.
That's one of the problems. But
that's a good point.
That's something we work on, and we have to work on. You can say like you're going to send them away, this and that. I more believe in investing in those people to learn them more, and the people who are here, they are here, so teach them more, help them more, make them stable, and make them love the country they live in.